Welcome to Factly, the place of interesting and unusual facts. Top 10 facts about red pandas that you didn't know. Red pandas are a highly specialized species, and they stand out for a variety of reasons. However, they are also crucial to maintaining biodiversity worldwide. They have been recognized as a flagship species and a sign of ecological well-being in the eastern Himalayan broadleaf forest ecoregion, which is one of the world's biodiversity hotspots and is home to more than 500 million people. The protection of red panda functions as an umbrella, protecting the entire ecoregion, including its trees and its fauna. Their conservation has landscape-level effects. Let's learn about this and more in today's video. So let's start with number 1. Red pandas are kinda like cats and bears. Although many of the similarities have to do with the mama panda-baby panda relationship, one of their nicknames is the red bear cat. Their young, known as cubs, like bears, are normally born in the wild between June and September, and they spend the first 3 months mostly in their dens. When they are hungry, cubs blow high-pitched whistles to attract mama's attention. To house their young, red panda moms create birthing dens in hollow trees or tree stumps that are lined with leaves, grass, moss, and even tree branches. Red panda mothers use their tongues like cats to help keep their young clean and to keep them safe. They will hold them by their neck, again like cats and other predators, and they'll carry them in their mouths as they curl into a ball to aid in movement. Number 2. Did you know that red pandas are the first panda? Frederick Cuvier initially referred to the red panda as the most beautiful animal he had ever seen in 1825, which was about 50 years before the giant panda was discovered. From 1804 to 1838, George Frederick Cuvier, a French biologist and paleontologist, served as the menagerie's chief keeper at the Muséum des Histoires Naturelles in Paris, which was the year he died. He was the younger brother of John Leopold Nicholas Frederick, known as the founding father of paleontology. Additionally well known, George Frederick's work was cited in Herman Melville's Moby Dick and Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Now you can see why red pandas are the original and first panda. Number 3. Red pandas are very playful. A red panda faces difficulties throughout its first few weeks of existence. Red panda litter sizes range from 1 to 4 cubs, but a female typically bears a pair of young. Red pandas are born roughly the size and shape of Twinkies, and it will take them several weeks before they begin to open their eyes. They begin to take on those distinctive reddish colors and deeper markings at about a month old. The popcorn stage starts after 6 weeks. They call it that because every now and then they sort of just leap haphazardly, possibly into a wall or even another panda. And around 3 months old, they first leave the den, and it's not until 4 or 5 months old that they really begin to take control of those bodies. Young pandas pounce and play not only for enjoyment, but also to develop abilities like coordination and balance. Red panda cubs playing with their parents is one of the cutest behaviors I've ever seen. They will pounce on their parents after standing up on their hind legs and raising their front paws. That is simply so adorable. And around 2 years old, red pandas are deemed to be fully grown, and they grow to the size of a fluffy house cat. Number 4. A red panda's diet is about 98% bamboo. The daily diet of a red panda consists of bamboo, which must account for 20 to 30% of the animal's total weight, and that may include as many as 20,000 leaves. They can only digest about 24% of the bamboo, because it does not really provide a significant amount of nutrients. Therefore, why do red pandas even consume it? Well, the cloud forests that are home to red pandas are ideal environments for the quick and plentiful growth of bamboo. Because bamboo has such a low caloric content in comparison to other food options, there isn't really much competition for it among the local species. Consequently, it can be a very abundant source of food. The majority of red pandas' diet consists of bamboo, although they will sometimes occasionally consume other foods like eggs, insects, flowers, birds, and sometimes even small mammals if they are accessible. That brings me to number 5. Red pandas have 6 digits on their front paws. A pseudo-thumb is an expanded and modified wrist bone that red pandas use for climbing trees, along with catching bamboo stems and tree branches. These are the bones that are used by red pandas. Even giant pandas have those pseudo thumbs, albeit the reasons for this are slightly different. This is an example of the process known as convergent evolution, which describes how the appearance of two unrelated animals can change over time to become more similar to one another. You see, the false thumb of the red panda initially developed to assist the animal in climbing trees, and it wasn't until much later that it became specialized for actually eating bamboo. On the other hand, the giant panda developed that characteristic that is practically identical to it simply due to its bamboo diet. Number 6. Did you know red pandas hibernate? When temperatures drop to dangerously low levels, red pandas will wrap their tails around themselves and fall into a deep sleep. This allows them to reduce the amount of energy they expend on their metabolism, while also bringing their core temperature and respiratory rate down. This process we call torpor. The majority of the red panda's food consists of those bamboo leaves, and like I said, they don't really offer a particularly nutritious diet, and so to make up for this, red pandas will consume young, sensitive bamboo leaves, and they are also capable of entering that latent state. So that's why that metabolic rate is temporarily slowed down, so they can conserve that energy. Number 7. You probably remember from up top, but red pandas are carnivores. Despite eating primarily bamboo, red pandas are categorized as carnivores because they have a common ancestor with other carnivores. You see, the Cimmocyan bateliri was often known as the short-snouted dog, and that was their ancestor. The size of a mountain lion, this carnivorous, tree-dwelling relative of the red panda lived during the late Miocene and the early Pliocene time periods. Cimmocyan fossils have been discovered in North America, Asia, and even Europe. Number 8. They are not actually even related to the giant panda. The name red panda could make you think that the giant panda is the red panda's closest relative. However, research indicates that they are actually more closely connected to raccoons than they are those giant pandas. The most recent genetic research places them in the family of Mustelidae, which contain otters, weasels, and even wolverines. Number 9. Red pandas sleep in their tail. It really is as adorable as it sounds. A red panda's tail can be anywhere from 12 to 20 inches long, which is almost as long as their body, giving them the best possible balance as they move throughout the trees. In their frigid alpine homes, they will also use those tails as blankets to wrap around them. This tail becomes a perfect companion to snuggle up with on those winter nights alone. Speaking of them sleeping alone, that brings me to number 10. They aren't very social creatures. Red pandas, with the exception of the mothers and newborn pups, typically prefer to live alone. Males must work to find a female spouse because they're so solitary, and they start looking for a good mate in the winter and the early spring. Male pandas use smell glands on their feet and at the base of their tails to mark their territory and attract the attention of other pandas. The glands release a white liquid that pandas find noxious, but which is odorless to people. Personal poop mounds are their second choice for a cute trick. These excrement mounds essentially serve as a signpost informing people that I'm nearby. When a male discovers a female, he will pursue her and hang out with her because there is just a 24 to 48 hour window in which she will admit that she finds them attractive. Well, I hope you've learned lots of cool things about the cute red panda. If you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.